You're learning with 9 to 5 English. Business English for the workplace. Hi, Tim here with another 9 to 5 English lesson. In our last 2 lessons, we looked at how to talk about your job and your work. Today, we're going to learn how to talk about your company. Anytime you talk about your work, you're probably also going to talk about your company. So, what exactly do we talk about? What are the important aspects of your company that might be interesting to people? Well, to begin with, you can talk about what your company actually does. That's probably the most important piece of information. And when we talk about what our company does, we usually say we, because that shows that we're a part of the company. It's also a good idea to use a strong verb like manufacture or develop. Or you can say what kind of company it is, such as a manufacturer. And finally, you might want to mention what industry or field your company works in. All of that information will give people a good sense of what your company does. Let's practice some examples of talking about your company in this way. Listen to each example, then repeat it yourself. Ready? Let's get started.
We produce electric motors for the automobile industry.
We're an OEM manufacturer for the computer industry.
We develop software for the education market.
We make branded merchandise for small businesses.
There are lots of other great verbs you can use, depending on what kind of work your company does. You might use design, or sell, or represent, or distribute to describe the company's main activity. So that's how we explain what our company does. But what else can you mention about your company? Well, one thing you might want to talk about is your company's reputation. That means how the public or the industry think about the company. You might mention awards or distinctions which show how great the company is. Or you might say what your company is known for. And once again, pay attention to the verbs you choose. Let's try a little practice talking about your company's reputation. Once again, I want you to repeat the examples after you hear them.
My company is known for its excellent customer service.
We have won several awards for our advertising campaigns.
We're seen as one of the major players in our industry.
Our company is rated number 1 for safety and reliability.
One thing you might have noticed in those examples is what we call the passive voice. That's when we say things like is known for, and are seen as, and is rated. That's a useful way to talk about reputation because it shows how the company is generally seen or thought of. So, besides what your company does and its reputation, another useful bit of information is about your company's customers. To understand a company, it helps to know who its customers are. And how can you talk about that? Well, there are a couple of ways. First, you can use an expression like, "we serve," or "we sell to," before mentioning the kinds of customers you help. Or you can start with, "our customers are," and name the industry or type of customer. How about giving this a try? Listen to the examples and repeat what you hear.
We serve small and medium-sized businesses throughout California.
Our customers are mainly in the automobile market.
We sell mostly to large retailers like department stores.
Most of our customers are schools and universities in Europe.
Okay, so when we talk about our company, we mention what the company does, its reputation, and its customers. Now, how does this information fit into a normal conversation? Let's listen to a short dialogue. A woman is curious about David's company. Let's hear what they have to say.
So, David, what exactly does your company do?
We make engines for farm and construction equipment.
Oh, really? My brother's in construction. I wonder if he's heard of you.
Yeah, he probably has. We're a major player in the industry.
How did that sound? David started by explaining what his company does. Then, when the woman wonders if her brother knows about his company, David mentions its reputation by calling it a major player. That means it's an important or large company in its industry. Now, it's your turn to practice. We'll repeat the dialogue, but this time, we'll beep out David's words. You'll have to say those parts yourself. Remember, start by mentioning what the company does. Then, mention the reputation.
So, David, what exactly does your company do? Oh, really? My brother's in construction. I wonder if he's heard of you.
Nice work. So, that's how we talk about our company. And if you've looked at the past few lessons, you can now talk about your job, your work, and your company. Be sure to tune in to our next lesson when we'll start talking about likes and dislikes and ideas. Until then, so long and happy learning.